Do you know what I kept thinking about? Like, I don't know, birthing a stillborn.
Yeah.
And like, just, I don't know. I have so much compassion for people in those situations because it's so scary.
Hey everybody, I'm Billy.
I'm Taylor.
This is Sully, and this is Disney Channel. Just kidding. It's not Disney Channel.
This is actually a serious video today.
It is.
We wanted to share the story of the day we found out that this little guy was going to be born with some chronic kidney issues.
Stage 5 kidney failure.
Kidney failure, dialysis,
transplant.
Transplant as an infant.
Yes, so today we're going to be talking about the 20-week scan and everything leading up to the day Sully was born.
When you're pregnant, everybody has to do a 20-week anatomy scan. And so this scan, basically, they look at everything in the baby. They're going to look at your amniotic fluid, they're going to look at your placenta, they're going to look at the baby's heart, brain, the fingers and the toes, and confirm all the things.
Yeah, all of them.
But so we are so excited for this scan, like most parents are, because it's one of the first times you really get to see like a baby.
He's down there now.
We'll see how long that lasts. So we bring my mom along. We actually planned vacation for the same day.
Yeah, we were taking a road trip down to California.
Genuinely, like, didn't think twice about it.
I wasn't scared at all.
Not scared
Both our
at all.
families are healthy. There's never been any
healthy.
issues.
So we went into it pretty unaware of what things can happen. A lot happened. So we do the scan, we leave for vacation.
We're not very far down the road.
No.
We're just about to get on I-5.
Yep.
And Taylor gets the email. So we're excited because we're like, we get to see the photos and send them to everybody and post on Instagram. And
Yep. You get like a written result. I'm reading it, and at first it looks great, nothing to worry, and then there's a second bullet point.
you'd think they'd put that one first.
It said, enlarged bladder, keyhole appearance. Findings are concerning for posterior urethral valves.
Which we have never heard of, and I guarantee you have never
You
heard
probably
of.
haven't either. So basically, if you didn't know, with PUV, it's a blockage of the urethra. So where the urine comes out is blocked or partially blocked or narrowed, something like that. And the urine can't escape. Backs up into the bladder, into the ureters, into the kidneys. And so that's what PUV was, but we didn't know that at the time. So of course we took to Dr. Google trying to figure out what this diagnosis meant.
Yeah, and the first thing just talks about that, like enlarged bladder. So we're just thinking like, oh, you might have to pee more than other kids.
Yeah.
And then like the next article was like more deadly than ever thought. When you looked at like the case studies, it was more like kind of like a toss up, who survives and who doesn't. I've read so many stories about kids with this that they only lived like 10 minutes. And like I thought about that a lot. Like what would it be like for you to give birth and then we only get to meet them for 10 minutes? Like I was not looking forward to that moment.
Do you know what I kept thinking about? Like, I don't know, birthing a stillborn.
Yeah.
And like, just, I don't know. I have so much compassion for people in those situations because it's so scary. Well, fast forward 4 weeks. Our OB had called and told us to come in 4 weeks later. They wanted to do their own ultrasound. Then they send you to a room where you wait for the high-risk pregnancy doctor to come talk to you. And at this point, they hadn't like fully confirmed the diagnosis. It was just like the findings were concerning for it.
So we thought when we were going in there that there's a good chance he doesn't even have it.
And we waited in that room for like an hour and a half before somebody came and found us. And I think we knew it wasn't going to be good once the time kept passing.
She walks in, she says, "How you doing?" We say, "Good."
Fine.
And we asked her how she was doing. She said, "I've been better." That's when we really knew.
Something was wrong.
And she basically confirmed the diagnosis of PUV. Ultimately told us we've got a 50-50 chance of ever meeting him. I remember telling Taylor, like, all I wanted was the opportunity to meet him. I want, like, if things were gonna go bad and he wasn't gonna live, I wanted to at least meet him once.
Right.
And I've met him a lot more than once, so.
Yeah, it turned out okay, but
Yeah.
it makes me emotional thinking about that moment of the 50-50 odds. Those are just really scary to hear.
Well, what we also heard too was like, you now have, your life is either gonna have a kid that died or he's gonna be very sick his whole life. And that's kind of how they laid it out to us.
Yeah, And then they followed that by offering a really invasive test where they would tap his bladder through the womb to measure his kidney function because there's no way of telling otherwise. Basically, they said you would do that surgery to find out if you want to terminate your pregnancy.
Which was not.
Because he's going to be ill, right?
That was not on the table.
And that was just never, not an option for us. And so we refused that test, had to do a genetic counseling appointment following this appointment.
Right at, literally in the same room.
Yep.
She walks out, just tells us our kid has a 50-50 chance of living. They wheel in a little cart with a face on it, and it's a lady via Zoom.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding me? What?
Yeah.
Are you really?
And so then they take a deep dive like into your medical history and are trying to figure out like a genetic cause for this.
Where's his head? Oh, okay, there it is. He's not suffocating. Since no one in our family has ever really gone through anything like this, it was hard to even make the phone calls right after to call my mom or my dad.
My family.
Your family, we gotta tell in person.
Yeah.
It's like they don't believe it because
they're not in the room.
And like most of the time when you hear of like something going wrong with babies, like it's always like this huge thing and then it gets better. But then the baby's fine and the mom's fine. This is just rare to see something not go like that.
Very
but
hard.
having them, having our church family, we couldn't have done it.
Nope.
We wouldn't have. I don't know what would have happened, but it wouldn't have been good.
There's a verse in the Bible that says, carry one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. People helped us carry our burdens and we will forever be thankful for that.
And they still are.
Yeah, every day.
I mean, there's people that love on us and love on Sully. Like, we're their kids and Sully's their grandkid. It helps too that Sully's a very special kid. I know everybody says that. I know everybody says it about their kid, but
we really believe it.
We believe it. Got these big eyes, and I think that's what it is, really.
Yeah.
He's just very curious. He's like his mother.
I'm very curious.
Well, your eyes are big. I'm sure when you were a baby, you were probably like...
Yeah, I wasn't even crying when I was born. I was just looking.
Beast mode. Anyways, if you have any more questions, there's so many details that...
we can't fit in a video because it would...
you guys won't watch it.
So you can ask them below. We can do a follow-up video. We can answer in the comments. Yeah, that's the first part of Sully's story.
The next video is crazier and I'm going to be heated because...
this was the moment that Billy became a dad.
I'm the least confrontational person you've ever met. I am a people pleaser until they're trying to kill my kid. It's going to be fun.
Get there.
It's going to be fun.
We laugh about it now, but in the moment, no one was laughing.